Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. Who has logged in?
Who has logged in this afternoon?
Good afternoon once again. Sorry for that hiccup. We were just checking and ensuring our equipments are good. Good afternoon once again. On behalf of PCF, I welcome you to today's webinar, and we thank you for taking time to join us, all of you who have already logged in. And the purpose of today's webinar is to enhance public awareness of the fund's mandate, that is Policyholders Compensation Fund, and to ensure that we answer a number of questions from our stakeholders which have arisen because of the three insurance companies which have been placed under statutory management. And the three companies, as you are aware, we have the Corporate Insurance Company, we have the Trident Insurance Company, and Cusco Mutual Assurance Company. So we are trying to enhance the awareness. Of course, we'll also go through the process of logging, ensuring that we log into our website and lodge our claims perfectly. So today, our host is our director, that is Compensation and Insurance Risk Monitoring, Mr. Noel Zuma, who is going to take us through today's webinar. And I would want to request you, if you have any question, kindly just raise your hand, and then we will be able to answer the questions after the presentation. So I want to invite Mr. Noel Zuma for this webinar. So welcome so much, Mr. Zuma, our Director, Compensation and Insurance Risk Monitoring for this webinar. I want to go straight to the first question. What does statutory management of an insurer mean, and why is it important, Mr. Zuma?
Good afternoon, colleagues and everyone who has joined us this afternoon. I'm glad to be here to share with you about the Policyholders Compensation Fund and take you through what the process entails from statutory management or the onset of statutory management to when we complete our compensation. The process of statutory management ideally means the regulatory intervention where the Commissioner of Insurance appoints a manager to take control of an insurer whose which is in financial or operational difficulty, making it unable to meet its contractual obligations. In the context of PCF, statutory management is triggered through the appointment of a manager under the Insurance Act, or where the Commissioner of Insurance cancels a license, the license of an insurer under the Act. Basically, that is what it means and to be in statutory management. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zuma. Maybe I would want to find out what happens to policyholders when an insurance company is placed under statutory management.
Thank you for that question. Ideally, when a company is placed under statutory management, all the policies, and covers at that point stand cancelled. And what this ideally means is that the policyholder is supposed to seek alternative cover immediately upon the issuance of that public notice, so that they can enable to they can have they can have they can be able to have cover to cover them moving forward, because in most cases, when that public notice is put in place, it usually advises that all insurance policies and covers stand cancelled from the date of publication. So ideally, to the policyholder, it means we need to seek alternative cover to be able to be protected. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zuma. Which insurers have so far been placed under statutory management, and what is the current status of compensating affected claimants? Maybe you can explain this to our listeners.
Thank you. We've had a number of insurers that have been placed under statutory management. We've had Standard, Concord, United Insurance, Blue Shield Insurance, Resolution Insurance, Explico, and Invesco Insurance, which were put under statutory management at different times, with the earliest being, I think, July 2005, United Insurance. But the ones I've mentioned have transited to liquidation at the moment, and they are under court-appointed liquidators. And we've carried out compensation for these particular companies for the 2-year period that is provided in the Act, and we've closed compensation for, I think, 5 companies, that being Standard, Concord, United, Blue Shield, and Resolution. However, we are still in the process of compensating policyholders of Explico and Invesco. Recently, 3 months ago, I think 10th March, 3 more companies were put under statutory management, like you had earlier mentioned, being Corporate, Cusco, and Trident. And we have begun the process of compensation of Corporate and Trident, and we are in the process of receiving their applications and verifying the claims for payouts. So those are the companies that have been in statutory management and that PCF has so far handled and is continuing to handle. Thank you.
Thank you, Director, for that elaborate response. I would want also to find out what types of claims qualify for compensation under the Policyholders Compensation Fund.
Thank you. The Policyholders Compensation Fund covers all classes of insurance claims, ranging from medical to motor and many other categories of claims, generally eligible claims to us are those outstanding claims that the insurer had not paid at the time the company was being put under statutory management. So of course the eligibility would be the outstanding claims of an insurer at the time that it's being placed under statutory management. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Thanks for the types of claims. Are there any claims or situations that do not qualify for compensation?
Yes. Of course, claims administration and the claims administration framework is an elaborate process, and there are some claims that are defined in the regulations that would not constitute an eligible claim, and some of these claims would be, of course, the first claim. The first rule of the claim is that you must make a honest disclosure. So where material disclosure um, sorry, sorry about that, it was a technical hitch. So what I was saying is where material disclosure has not been has not been done, or the claim constitutes or borders a fraudulent claim, it will not be admissible. But also, claims filed out of time. The Act stipulates the claim period to be 2 years from the date of publication or onset of lodging of the claims. So when that time lapses, then that claim is not admissible. Claims that arose before the establishment of the fund, the material date of establishment being 1st January 2005, those claims also would not be eligible for compensation. And other claims that are not eligible are claims arising from accident or incident occurring after the placement of a company into statutory management. Like I had said earlier, statutory management, on the onset of statutory management, all covers are presumed not to be valid. So should you continue to use that cover and incur a claim, then that claim would not be admissible from our end. And of course, the fund does not cover premium refunds as it is now, and therefore claims for premium refunds also do not qualify, are not eligible in this context. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zuma. Some people are asking, is there a time limit within which a claim must have occurred or have been reported to qualify?
In this brings about two contexts. I think there is the time limit of reporting of a claim to the insurer, which is prescribed in the Insurance Act, and as such, if that claim is out of time according to the Insurance Act, then it is not admissible from the insurer's side. And PCF, in its context, admits claims that were already admitted by the insurer. Then the other context would be the 2-year period, submission period of claims from PCF side, that we, from the onset of compensation, we give a 2-year window for people to file their claims. And the reason for this is that we are aware that there are claims that are subject to other determination mechanisms other than the insurer determination mechanism, including the court of laws. So the amount of time was given in consideration to those claims which are subject to court determination. So from the PCF context, 2 years is the period that is provided in law. Thank you.
Thank you so much. At least you have had is 2 years when it elapses. And this question has been coming up many times through the social media handles, and that is, what is the process for logging a compensation claim with policyholders compensation fund? That is through the portal.
Yeah, thank you, Rosemary. This is a very critical process, and it's important that our viewers get to know that what is the process, because the process if you get the process wrong, then you are unable to get your compensation. Prior, I think a while back, our process used to be heavily manual, which required somebody to fill in the claim form and lodge physically with the managing trustee by bringing that claim form to our physical office. But we have since transited to the e-platform in line with the government directive on digital transformation, and developed a claims management portal, which is available on the front end for interaction with the customer. So once a company is put under statutory management, we will do our administrative bit, and immediately once we are ready, we will, which is usually within a very short time, issue a public notice notifying members of the public and the policyholders at large that we are ready to receive applications for compensation. And once this one happens, then the portal for that particular insurer becomes active, and the policyholders are able to interact with it on the front, through our website. So you log in into our website, www.pcf.go.ke, and you will find a claim there. You'll be guided there on how to and see our claims management portal, where you are now required to register and open an account with your credentials. Now, the biggest problem we've been facing, and which I think most of the members of the public are facing, is the fact that they use third parties to do this to do this registration for them. This registration requires the policyholder themselves or somebody who is an appointed person that under the guidance of the policyholder to undertake this process, because it requires personal information, and the personal information you required will be your telephone number and your email address, and to open an account. Once you create that account, you are able now to view the companies that we are compensating currently. And you choose on the company that you want to make a claim for. So if, for example, it's company X, you choose company X. Then you will be required to fill the claim form, which is provided in the portal. And the claim form will require some personal details, including the claim number, the policy number. So you need to be armed with some of this information. And where probably you feel someone feels that they are unable to have some of these personal details, it's an interactive platform where you can interact with our claims management officers, and they are able to quickly guide you and even assist you to complete that particular process and submit your claim form. Another key problem that we have realized is attachments, where people are unable, do not input the right attachments, and that creates a problem, because now we are forced to, from the back end, to send these claims back to the applicant to make some amendments. It is important that the policyholders realize that a claim is marked as admissible immediately that when it checks all the boxes. It has the correct attachments, it has the correct information. Where one or more information is lacking, this claim will be returned back for for amendments, and it is not counted admissible from that point in time. It will only be counted admissible once it has all the correct information and it has been clearly verified to have everything that is required. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. And I think as we proceed, we will give members time to ask questions at the end of the session. So let's be patient. And on the same note, Director, what documents are required when submitting a claim?
Thank you. Basically, the easiest way to respond to this is most of these claims and the claimants have already submitted these documents with the insurer. And the same documents that they have used are the same documents that we require that they submit through the portal. The question would be probably why double submission of documentation. One thing I want to put it clear is that members of public need to understand the compensation administration PCF undertakes is not payment of claims of the insurer, because this is a separate compensation administration put in place by the government to cushion policyholders from the shocks that come up with when an insurer fails. So we will require some information that we will use to cross verify with whatever is there at the insurer database. So that's why we will require them to resubmit in our portal, because ideally we need documentation of whatever process we are undertaking. So some of this documentation probably would be identification documents, personal identification documents, IDs, and PIN. We will, of course, require policy documents, and where probably somebody is unable to, for one reason or the other, he can get in touch with us and we can be able to assist. Claim correspondence with the insurer as a proof that there is a subsisting claim. If you have a discharge voucher, you attach the discharge voucher, medical reports, invoices, court judgments where it is subject to court determination, and for accidents, motor vehicle accidents, a police abstract is a mandatory document, so you need to attach, and bank account details. And I need to be clear about this, because in most cases they get all these other documents right, but when it comes to the bank details, we face a lot of problems. So it is important for members of the public and policyholders and our esteemed customers to give us account details of a bank that is active, because we've had many instances of where we are given inactive bank accounts, and when we transfer the funds, they bounce back, which becomes double work and a cost to the fund. So kindly, it is our plea that when you are attaching bank account details, check with your bankers to make sure that the account is active, and give us the correct details of the account, including attaching, where possible, the bank card. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director. How is the compensation amount determined, and is there a maximum payout limit?
Thank you for that. I think we've come a long way in the compensation administration and setting of the compensation amount. Of course, when we began in 2005, the amount was 100,000, which was revised to 250,000 sometime in 2017, with an effect and effective and subject and we have now, I think, as this year 23rd January this year, we revised the amount to 500,000. These amounts are usually subject to actuarial assessments from time to time, to keep us abreast with the changing times, the value the value of money, inflation factors, and also the change in what in the claim values in the industry. So it is usually through an actuarial assessment, a complex actuarial assessment, and the last that we did recommended that we increase the amount to 500,000, and that's where we are at as we speak. But this 500,000, I think it's important for me to mention, does not work retrogressive. It is from the date of gazettement. Any company that was put under statutory management from the date moving forward, those are the companies that will be compensated with that new compensation amount. Thank you.
Thank you once again. How long does it take for claims to be processed and paid?
Thank you. It's important for also our listeners and members to appreciate that PCF is a fund, and as any other fund, we are governed by trusteeship laws, where we have a board of trustees, and the board of trustees have fiduciary responsibilities to approve any compensation amount. So to that effect, given our board sittings, our compensation turnaround times is usually 90 working days, so that to allow these claims to be approved by the board. However, we are trying to work on modalities to reduce this amount, this number of days, and this is something that we are working on internally to make sure compensation takes a lesser amount of days as possible, and people are able to get that reprieve within the shortest time possible. Thank you.
Thank you once again. Then what should policyholders do immediately when they learn the insurer is under statutory management? Director?
Thank you for that. I think the first thing when a policyholder realizes that a company has been placed under statutory management is to seek an alternative cover. Of course, there will be public notices. Sorry, that will guide. And there will be a public notice that will guide on what you are supposed to do. So you will be supposed to, where policies have been cancelled by the regulator, to seek alternative cover. That is one. Secondly, is to to make sure you report any claim within the shortest time possible, where probably a claim had not been reported. So for documentation purposes, so that also the statutory manager can document the same. Also, during that time, I know there are policyholders who are usually subject to suits, pending suits, and in these cases, you will find that the insurer had onboarded an advocate on their behalf, and the advocate probably has ceased to enter representation. So it is important that, excuse me, that the policyholder themselves now take this matter up, seek alternative representation where possible. We normally issue moratoriums, use these moratoriums to approach the court to ask for time to seek new representation, to make sure that they are well represented in those matters. For further guidance, of course, we normally open self information desks within PCF. So it is important where probably somebody wants further advice to just get in touch with us, and we'll be able to guide in whatever matter they're experiencing, and help them move forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Maybe we'll address some questions which have come through.
Sure.
We have a Mr. Bob Joseph who is asking, how can garages claim from policyholders' compensation fund?
Thank you, Mr. Bob. Yeah, I think I feel them because I think I've gone through this process severally. But the most important thing they need to know is that garages are service providers. They are not policyholders. And the relationship between them and the insurer is service provision. They are not paying any premiums to get any protection. So if they need to probably be protected by the fund, is to see what kind of insurance they can take against the default risk of probably them not being paid in case a company goes under. Then they become policyholders, and they will be paying the premium, and they'll be contributing to the fund, and to such extent they will be covered by the fund. And I think this is a discussion I've had in several forums, where I think when these service providers are in business, they don't think about the default risk and how to secure themselves from the default risk. And when the default risk then materializes, they want the fund to protect them, and they never really took any measures to actually protect themselves. So if I'm sure there are insurance companies out there that offer that product, if they are able to protect themselves, definitely PCF will be there to protect them, but and cover them for any losses. But where probably they have not, then the only recourse becomes liquidation. If it goes to liquidation, they will be paid in accordance to the liquidation hierarchy. But if a company is able to be revived, then they will be paid from the company itself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director. I can see we have Mr. Ronald. Mr. Ronald, can you hear me? Kiprono?
He had raised his hand a long time ago.
Yes. Mr. Kiprono, can you hear us? We are just waiting for Mr. Kiprono to respond. Are you online, Mr. Kiprono, so that you can ask your question? Are you able to mute? Please unmute. We can't hear you. Kiprono, can you hear us? Yes, go ahead. We can hear you now.
Okay, on my case,
Yes.
I was insured by trailer. Hello, can you get me?
Yes, we can get you. Go ahead.
Go on the road again. You see, now it was ruled against, it was ruled in the favor of the motorbike. And it's still supposed to compensate the guy.
I think there is a technical glitch, Mr. Kiprono. Okay, start again. Sorry.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
There was a case which was placed at Kajiado Law Courts. Actually, two cases. One for personal injury and the other one is a motorbike or the property damage. So the court gave its judgment and it was ruled in favor of the motorbike rider, who is now supposed to be compensated. Now, when I go through the PCF portal, I'm trying to look at maybe compensation so that the guy can be paid. I'm being told by the portal that the policy number is invalid. So I don't know, I fail to understand where the problem is with the portal, or which other thing, or should I say, should I use my lawyer, should I approach PCF office, or the same, because the portal is failing.
Thank you so much, Kiprona. We've gotten you loud and clear. Let me request Mr. Zuma to respond to that.
But you, before Mr. Zuma reply on it, you see now, immediately as the court issues its ruling, these guys, they run to their lawyers to apply for court injunction to get the entrepreneurs come and take away my property or, yeah, look at me, that is what I mean.
Okay.
So I think we can take it up.
Thank you, Mr. Kiprono. And we've heard you, and I think that is a challenge that we face across the board. So I think I will address it. While I'm addressing you, I think I'm addressing many others who probably are in a similar situation. Of course, if the court ruled in favor of the other party, because we qualifies for compensation from the fund, because ideally the fund covers third-party claimants in this third-party claimants, and this is the protection that was enhanced in 2017 to give reprieve to policyholders, policyholders from being pursued and attached by the third-party claimant. That said and done, on the issue of being pursued, there is a moratorium in place that is extended to the policyholder. And ideally, with that moratorium, the advocates of the claimant are not supposed to pursue the policyholder, because it protects expressly the policyholder. We are aware that there are some advocates that are not respecting that particular moratorium. And in those cases, we once they are forwarded to us, we take them up, and we are able to follow up even with the advocates or the advocates authority to make sure that those advocates are able to comply to and stick to the law. That, and another thing is that moratorium is supposed to be, we can avail that moratorium to you so that you are able to give it to the courts, so that they and seek protection from the courts from being pursued, because ideally you're not supposed to be pursued. On the issue of the portal and the claim number, actually the portal is okay. It's a discussion I was even having with my team this morning. We were looking into different issues that people have been raising, and probably the issue would be, you would be missing out probably one aspect of the policy number, or probably you are putting a character that is not supposed to be input there, and to this extent then you might need guidance from our team, which you can call. But what I would suggest is probably, if we can get your number or your contact details, then I will ask our inbox your contact details, then our claims management team will reach out to you immediately and help you through and guide you through the process. That should not be a problem. We are going to assist, and I think you will be able to lodge your claim. Thank you.
Thank you, Director.
I hope Kiprono is satisfied.
Yeah, Kiprono.
Okay, no, yes, I have heard you, and I have shared my contact details through your Facebook account, Inboxer.
Okay.
Currently, I cannot be, I'm not available, or you cannot reach me within the country. So the channel is either WhatsApp or email. Because I'm out of the country, so getting me through a phone call is a bit challenging.
Okay. We will see what medium to use to reach out to you.
And thanks a lot.
Thanks, Kiprono, for that question. There's a question which is popping up, Mr. Zuma, that our stakeholders are saying the policy number for corporate insurance is not going through for some time. Maybe what can you tell them? Listen.
Thank you. I think we are aware of that issue, and I think it has been resolved. Actually, it was not. It was policies for the long-term, the life insurance policies of corporate, not general. And there was a problem. I wouldn't want to disclose what the problem was, but that problem has been addressed, and we've received numerous number of claims from corporate, meaning that now that problem has been resolved and it is working well. One thing I think the members of public need to appreciate and understand is that, and probably this is something that we've not shared out there, is that we rely on the database that we get from the insurance company. And that database is what we replicate to our claims management portal. So when we looked at that database for long-term insurance, we realized there were certain problems within the policy numbers and claim numbers, and we had to quickly work around it and to be able to make sure that the policy holders are able to get the service that they require. And that was resolved, and I think now they are able to submit. Should there be any problem or anyone facing any problem, I think they can just reach out to us, and we will be able to guide within the shortest time possible to enable them complete that process.
Thank you so much. So at least you had that problem has been resolved, and all the claims are coming through. I'm seeing Mr. Gabriel Thumi raising his hand. Could you ask your question, Mr. Thumi? Are you able to hear us, Gabriel? Gabriel, are you there? We can't hear you, Mr. Gabriel. Maybe you can unmute, please. Yes, go ahead, Gabriel. We can hear you now. Start it again. Ninakupata vyema, endelea.
Mimi kwa nimeishona president ambaye walipea notice of wapia ambaye hawakufanya. Sasa ikawa ni report lakini kutumia nikaambiwa nilipe hiyo pesa. Sasa wakati sasa naendelea hiyo wakati nikaona bado wanakiza tu gari wanataka. Sasa mimi nikaamua kurudi kotini, nikasema hiyo pesa nitalipa. Sasa naendelea kulipa. Niko nje kupata hiyo compensation.
Bwana Director, umepata hiyo swali?
Yeah, I think if I kama namuelewa vizuri. Asante Gabriel. I think kama namuelewa vizuri, anasema alipelekwa kotini. And then akashindwa hiyo kesi. Yule ambaye alimpeleka kotini akapewa fidia. Now amemfuata yeye kama policy holder. Ulikuwa policy holder, sio?
Yeah.
So kama policy holder, sasa yeye amekuwa akimlipa. So anaweza kupata fidia kutoka kwetu. Jibu ni ndio. Jibu ni ndio. Ile kitu ambacho tutataka uweze kutuonyesha ili kama uthibitisho ni kwamba umekuwa ukilipa. So tutahitaji hiyo court judgment na tutahitaji hizo receipt za vile umekuwa ukilipa. Manake sasa yule ambaye unamlipa ilikuwa ni yeye aje alipwe fidia na PCF. Lakini kwa sababu wewe kama policy holder umechukua hilo jukumu, sasa wewe ndio utakuja, tutakulipa, lakini lazima utuonyeshe kwamba umemlipa yule claimant. Hiyo tu.
Lazima nimalize kulipa yote kulingana na biashara na wao.
Ilikuwa ni pesa ngapi?
Kwa nini nimeamia na
umelipa ngapi?
Nimeshalipa niwaambia pesa ya kwanza ya pili, mara ya pili nikalipa 8,000. Sasa hii ni mwezi hii nitalipa ingine 28, mwezi ujao sasa niishe itakuwa 28,000.
So Gabriel, ili tusi discuss personal matters zako hapa hadharani, tutumie DM na namba yako ya simu, then tutakupigia, then tutakuguide process yote of what you are vile unafaa kufanya. Hata kwa Facebook tuweke tu namba yako ya simu, Gabriel Tumi. Nimenote hapa jina wetu, tutumie tu namba, alafu kuna mtu atakupigia. Asante.
Asante sana. Kuna Mark Munene. I can see your hand up. Please go ahead and ask your question. Mark, unatupata?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
I wanted to ask if someone lost his records and maybe the claim form that he filled, and he wanted to get the claim reference number, where can he get it? Because I was trying to reach your telephone number. I've tried calling and no one is answering, and even sending the request by email, no one is responding.
Okay, thank you so much, Mark. I would request the director to respond to that.
Mark, thank you. You say you've sent this request on email.
Yes, the info.
What email address have you used? info@pcf.go.ke. I would presume.
Yes.
What is your email address?
mack.munene@gmail.com.
Okay. Sorry for that, but I'm going to make sure that somebody responds to that email immediately and is able to give you the guidance that you require. And for all those that have a similar question, if you need probably if you get in touch with us, we are able to assist for those who have lost documents and they require guidance on to know their policy numbers, claim numbers, and any other records. We are able to give that guidance. But I will also make a follow-up internally to make sure that all those requests that have already been made are responded to. Thank you.
The phone calls, maybe the team that is assigned for the phone calls could pick phone calls so that people can be guided on how to use the portal.
Thank you. That feedback has been well taken, and we are going to action on it. Thank you very much for the feedback.
Thank you, Munene, for that.
There's another Michael Munene.
Yes, I just want to confirm that our numbers are working. It's just that, of course, we have high traffic in terms of the callers, and our switchboard is very busy. So if you see maybe a number is not being picked immediately, just keep on trying. But we are there to serve you. Our number, maybe I can remind you, it's 0794 582 700. That is 0794 582 700. That is 700. And the other alternative number is 0785 582 700. Thank you. So I would just want also to, there's also another question. someone, Geoffrey, is asking, what happens to those policy holders of Trident Insurance Company who had court cases undergoing by the time Trident Insurance Company was placed under statutory management? What can you do, Director?
Thank you, Geoffrey. I think I had alluded to it in my earlier presentation, but I'll still, nevertheless, I will address it for him and for any other person probably who has a similar concern. For those who are ongoing cases, you are supposed to take the matters up, seek alternative representation in court to make sure that the matter is not determined in your absence, and thereafter, once the matter has been determined, then you bring you can now lodge the claim can come to PCF for compensation. Nonetheless, there is one guidance I want to give. Kindly make sure, even when the matters are ongoing, because most of these matters are usually reported to the insurer, and they have been allocated a claim number with a reserve amount. Even when the matter is ongoing and you are awaiting court determination, make sure you lodge that claim with us within the 2-year period, because after the 2-year period, you will not be able to lodge. So just lodge, but awaiting the court determination, so that you are able to now pursue the issue of court determination. So for those matters subject to court that are ongoing in court, the policyholder is advised to seek alternative representation and make sure that the matters are being heard, are not being heard without representation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I can see Michael Monene raising his hand. Michael, can you hear us? Yes, we can hear you. Kindly go ahead and ask your question. We can hear you. Please ask your question, Michael.
I have two questions.
Yes.
The first question was that while trying to lodge your claim within your portal, where has a policy number, I tried to input the policy number provided by the insurer client, but it keeps saying an invalid policy number despite trying it without with the flashes and without. The second question I do have is, how does one go about changing email within your portal? This is the email that they use to log in to receive the OTP and all that. How does one go about it? I think I sent an email within the portal, but I didn't see anything back.
Thank you, Monene. Director can respond to that.
On the aspect of invalid policy number, Michael, like I had earlier said, most likely there might be a problem somewhere where. So what I would advise is you just DM us your details, and our officers would get back to you and guide you on what would be the right policy number to input. I think we've had a number of these issues and they have been resolved successfully. and all of them have been resolved successfully. On the issue of email, change of email, there's a reason why we request that somebody logs in with a single identifier. I mean identification criteria, and I don't really understand from where I sit why you would or someone would want to change their email address. Nonetheless, from the front end, you are unable to change your email address unless you get in touch with our admin on this other side, and then you'll have to give us the reasons why you want to change the email address, because and then that, you will agree with me, is for security purposes of the platform, and that's why that control is there. But should there be a need, just get in touch with us, and the admin will be able to help. Because I know there are instances where somebody can even forget their email password and all those things. But that one will need to be administered from our end. Thank you.
I don't know, I believe that is clear enough.
How do we be able? I think for me, I faced the same challenge as to like the previous speaker. When I tried to reach you to Google the number provided in your phone, none went through. And I think that's good is also one of the challenges that are faced in terms of seeking clarification and inquiries. So how do we be able in terms of now reconciling these challenges?
Okay, you can if you are just DM us on, if you can DM us on Facebook, or even send us an email on info, then we will definitely respond.
Okay. Thank you so much. Do you have any other person waiting to?
I can see Simon.
Simon, okay. Simon, we can see your raised your hand. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, how are you?
Very fine. Good afternoon.
Okay, I have a question. I had a tenant.
Simon, we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. We can.
Okay, so my yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, kuna mtalikuwa mmenistaki is what an that our material database. I submit a case and my car was auctioned because they felt that we paid it. So I was asking how would someone go about it?
Simon, sorry about that, and that unfortunate incident. I'm presuming that this took place prior to Trident being put under statutory management. So you have details of the auctioneer, proclamations, and the amount that the car was valued, and everything,
Yes, I have.
and the attachments,
Yes, I do.
and the court judgment that the person was awarded, and the amount.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, then you will just lodge a compensation from our end and attach those documents, and we will be able to verify and pay. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Director. We have Louise asking this. There is a claim number in the motor assessment form and discharge voucher form. Which one should she fill as a claim number?
Are they different?
The way she has stated it is that there is a number in the motor assessment form and discharge voucher form. So she's wondering which one she should fill as a claim number.
She should use the discharge, the one on the discharge voucher, because the discharge voucher is the final document before payment is done. So the one which is on the discharge voucher ideally means it is the claim number that the finance team were to use to pay her. So that is the claim number she should use.
Louise, I believe you have been answered that you should use the number on the discharge voucher. Thank you. Do you have any other question? There's someone who is asking, Chege, is asking, can they present their claims document physically? I believe he's coming to the office at KWFT building.
By physically, I hope he means he wants to come to the office with the documents and is assisted from here to apply on the portal. That one can be done. But us receiving physical documents, I think we moved from there a long time ago. If our systems are fully digital, and but we have officers here. If anybody walks in, they can be assisted to fill the form on the portal and complete that process.
Thank you. I believe you have been answered. I saw Mr. Clifford also online, and you want to get the recording of this webinar session after. Thank you so much, Clifford. You will get the recording. Any other person who has any query, concern, or just to comment anything before we end our session? You can just raise your hand. We'll be able to see you.
Yes, Michael.
Yes, Michael, we can see you. Just go ahead and maybe say what you want. Whether it's a comment, it's a question, go ahead.
I had a follow-up question about the payout. Which payment is there a section maybe the portal to put the account so that the payout is to be received?
Michael, yes. Yes. It is there in the. It is part of the information that you need to provide in the claim form, including attaching your bank card, and then and I think I had insisted when you do this, make sure that the account you provide is a valid account and it is active, because we've had instances where people are giving inactive accounts and payment bounces. So kindly we seek your indulgence and that you make sure and that those bank accounts that you provide are active and that they are operational. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And maybe if you can give maybe an outline of the expected CAT for the communication channels provided, for instance, Facebook and info. How long does it take before you want a response?
Okay, thank you, Michael. We will do that as we close the session. We'll give you all our contacts, that's all our media handles. We normally do, when we come to responding, we normally do it immediately. We get maybe a query or a question. We make sure that we respond all the questions or queries which come through our social media handles immediately, or even when we get any query through our email. So we do it immediately.
Probably to just add to that, we understand where members of public are coming from and our customers, and I think also it is important as we seek. That's why this webinar was quite important to us, so that we are able to lay out some of these things out there to help you have a better experience. I think you will appreciate the fact that we are dealing with 3 companies at once with huge volumes. One with around 19,000 claimants, the other one with probably around 9,000 claimants. So because of this, probably there's been a lot of pressure on our end, but just rest assured that we are here to serve you. We are committed to make sure that anybody who seeks and who qualifies for and is eligible for compensation will apply and will get compensated, and we are working around the clock to resolve some of these problems that have been experienced, and so far I think we've managed. Some were outside probably our control because of the data that we inherited or we took over, but all these have been addressed, and I'm sure moving forward you will get a better customer experience as you lodge your claims. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to take this opportunity to thank all our listeners who have logged in today for this webinar session. I believe we have been able to create awareness as well as to answer all the questions which have come forward and the ones we usually receive through our social media platforms. And we are looking forward to serve you better through our channels of communication. Maybe before we close, someone is asking, what happens if the discharge voucher was not issued? Mr. Zoma.
Those are some of the verifications that we do, and I'm sure there must have been other correspondences with the insurer, and that's why when I was giving the documentation that was required, I said correspondences with the insurer, including discharge voucher. So there are other correspondences with the insurer that normally happen, and then we do all those assessments and we are able to advise. So if a discharge voucher was not issued, somebody should just not worry, should just get in touch with us, and then we will be able to help accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I can see Michael Mulende, you are asking our Facebook handle. These are the contacts for Policyholders Compensation Fund. We have 2 contacts, that is the telephone lines. We have 0794 582 700. We also have 0785 582 700, and our physical address, we are at KWFT building, that is on 6th floor, Masaba Road, Upper Hill, Nairobi. Our social media handles, their Facebook is PCF Kenya. We also have our social media handle, that is at PCF_Kenya. And our website is www.pcf.go.ke. So I believe we have now all our contacts. Just in case you need to reach us, please do reach us anytime. We are here to serve you. That is the end of our webinar session this afternoon. And once again, I want to thank all of you who have logged in, as well as our director, Mr. Noel Zuma, who was the host of this webinar this afternoon. Thank you so much, and let's keep in touch. Good afternoon to all.
Thank you. Thank you very much.